Okay, Waka, today we're in that journal page 75. Add, subtract, multiply polynomials. Add, subtract, and multiply polynomial steps. Step 1, distribute. Step 2, combine like terms. Step 3, write in standard form. Standard form is written highest degree to constant. Okay, if you would go ahead and complete your notes. Okay, now your notes are completed. Let's take a look at the examples. Adjust the lighting just real quick. All right. Simplify, write answers in standard form. So first thing you notice is there's not a number in front of the parentheses, so we'll put 1. Okay, well, if you multiply anything by 1, it's itself, so you can ignore the parentheses and go straight to combining terms. Okay, so the first thing is there's nothing to combine with 14x cubed. So we have 14x cubed. Now, what I like to do is I'm going to mark that out so I know I've gone through that one. Okay, now we look at x squared. So we have 3x squared and 1x squared. Well, that combines to be 4x squared, so that's plus 4x squared. Okay, and again, I'm going to mark those out. Done with those. Now we have x minus x, which those cancel, so you're plus 0x. And then the only thing left is 7 plus 2 is plus 9. Now, we normally don't put 0x, but you can also write this as 14x cubed plus 4x squared plus 9. Either of those is acceptable. Okay? All right, example 2. Okay, now here we put a 1 in front of the parentheses, so we distribute. Well, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times negative x squared is negative 1x squared. But now we have a negative, and we'll put a 1 in front of the parentheses, so we need to distribute a negative 1 to each term. Okay, so that's negative 1 times 3x squared is minus 3x squared. Negative 1 times 2 is minus 2x. And then negative 1 times negative 5 is a plus 5. Okay. And it appears we have the sun that's just like glaring down the video. So give me a few seconds to see if I can adjust that. And there we go. Away with the sun. All right, so now we need to combine like terms. So we start with the highest exponent. So here we have negative 1x squared and negative 3x squared. Well, that combines to be negative 4x squared. Okay, so we're done with those. Now we look at the x's. Well, that's minus 2x. We're done with that. And then 1 plus 5 is plus 6. Okay. All right, let's take a look at example 3. So here we're going to distribute the 5x squared. Well, 5 times 2 is 10. X squared times x cubed is x to the 5th. When you multiply exponents, you add them. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Minus 5 times 8 is 40. And then this is to the first power if there's not an exponent. So x squared times x is x to the third power. Okay, example 4. So here we're going to FOIL, so we need to multiply x times 1, then 3x, and then x squared. So x times 1 is 1x. X times 3 is plus 3x squared. And then x times negative x is minus x cubed. Now we need to distribute or multiply negative 2 times 1 times 3x and negative x squared. So negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 times 3 is minus 6x. And then negative 2 times negative x squared is a positive 2x squared. Okay, so now we combine terms. Let's start with the highest exponent, which is x cubed. There's nothing to combine with, so we have negative 1x cubed. All right, and I'm going to mark that out. Now we look at the x squared. So we have 3x squared and 2x squared. That combines to be plus 5x squared. Again, we're done with those. All right, now we look at the x. So negative 6x 1x is minus 5x. So we're done with that. And then minus 2. All right, go ahead and finish up example 4. All right, example 5. So here we're going to multiply 2x squared times negative x times 1, and then 3x times, and then negative 5 times each term. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the 4th power. 2x squared times negative x is negative 2x cubed. 2x squared times 1 is plus 2x squared. Now I'm going to do something a little different in this one, and I'm going to line up like terms, and I'm going to combine things vertically. So 3x times x squared is 3x cubed. Notice how I'm putting the cubed in the cubed column. 3x times negative x is negative 3x squared. And 3x times 1 is plus 3x. Notice how I'm lining up the cubes, the x squared, and the x's. Okay. Now, negative 5 times x squared is negative 5x squared. Negative 5 times x is a plus 5x. And then negative 5 times 1 is minus 5. Okay, and the way I've done this is now I just combine vertically for the like terms. So that's 2x to the 4th. Well, negative 2x cubed and 3x cubed is a plus 1x cubed. 2x squared minus 3x squared is negative 1x squared, minus 5 is minus 6x squared. And then 3x and 5x is plus 8x minus 5. All right, last example, example 6. All right, so we need to FOIL this first. So x times 2x is 2x squared. X times 5 is plus 5x. Negative 3 times 2 is minus 6x. Negative 3 times 5 is minus 15. Okay, now we need to FOIL this, and remember that we're multiplying everything by negative 1. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 6 is negative 6x squared. 1 times x is plus 1x. And then 1 times negative 6 is minus 6. Okay, so now, let's see, there's some things we can combine. We combine those two. So that's 2x squared. 5x minus 6x is minus 1x minus 15. And then we need to multiply, and let's do that now. Negative 1 times x cubed is negative 1x cubed. Negative 1 times 6x squared is plus 6x squared. Negative 1 times 1x is minus 1x. And then negative 1 times negative 6 is plus 6. Now combine terms. Okay, well, we have the negative 1x cubed. So we're done with that. All right, now we combine the x squareds. 2x squared and 6x squared is plus 8x squared. Again, notice I'm marking out the ones when I'm done with them so I can see what's left easier. Negative 1x and negative 1x is minus 2x. And then negative 15 plus 6 is minus 9. All right, if you would go ahead and finish up example 6 and start working on your assignment, and have a wonderful Wildcat